Hi there, beautiful! Today I will be talking about self-harm and trying to commit suicide. So first up is self-harm. Coping with different problems can lead to self-harm. It can express your feelings that you cannot put into words. It can distract you from your life or release emotional pain. Afterwards, you may feel better, but only probably for a little while. Your feelings will start coming back, and you'll have the urge to start self-harming yourself again. If you want to stop but don't know how, remember this. You deserve to feel better, and you can get there without hurting yourself. In fact, if you may feel like there's no choice, the problem is that the relief that comes from self-harming doesn't last very long. For example, it can be like a slapping on a band-aid, but really you need stitches for your injury. The band-aid may stop the bleeding temporarily, but it won't fix your injury all the way. Most people do self-harm. Most people that do self-harm like to keep it a secret. By keeping it a secret, you may feel ashamed, or you just think that nobody will understand what you're going through. But hiding it can be a heavy burden. It can make you feel more lonely, worthless, trapped. Self-harm can also include less obvious ways of hurting yourself or putting yourself in danger, such as drinking recklessly, taking on too many drugs, or hiding unsafe sex. Back to hiding the self-harm, clothing can hide the physical injuries, but the inner turmoil can be covered up seemingly and calm disposition. Self-injury can be hard to detect. Self-harm can be addictive. It may start out as an impulse or something you do feel more in control, but soon it feels like cutting or self-harm is controlling you. It often turns into a compulsive behavior that seems impossible to stop. Self-harm and cutting won't help the issues that you make. It is just hurt yourself in the first place. Help for this, by getting help. But the first step is seeking help and seeking help to confide in another person. It can be scary at first to seek help from another person. Yet it can be a huge relief to finally let go of your secret and share what you worked so hard to keep. Choose someone who isn't going to gossip about it, or who won't try to take control of your recovery. It can be a friend, a teacher, a religious leader, a counselor, a coach, a relative. But you don't necessarily have to choose someone you are close to. You want to ask yourself, who in your life makes you feel accepted and supported, and go to that person who makes you feel like that. Eventually, you will open up to your circle of friends and family members, but sometimes at first it's easier to talk to an adult that you have respect for. So that is my tip for self-harm. Now we go on to trying to commit suicide. How to help someone who is suicidal. A suicidal person may not ask for help. but that doesn't mean they don't want help. Most people who are suicidal don't actually want to die. They just want to stop the pain and the hurting inside themselves. Approximately 1 million people die each year from suicide. At first, it may be difficult to understand what drives a person to take their own life, but a suicidal person is in so much pain that he or she cannot see another option other than killing themselves. Blinded by the feelings or self-loathing, can a suicidal person see no other way of finding themselves except for death. Most suicidal people are deeply conflicted about their own lives. They wish there was an alternative to committing suicide, but they cannot see what's going on. The best way to prevent suicide is to recognize the signs and know how to respond to them. If you believe that a friend or family member is suicidal, you can play a role in a suicide prevention by pointing out the alternatives or showing them that you care, or help them get a doctor involved to help out, because maybe you can't take on as much of support you need to, but you still want to be there for them. A lot of suicide people will talk or write about death or dying, and seeking out things that could be used in suicide attempts, such as weapons or drugs. These signals can be more dangerous if the person has a mood disorder, such as depression, or a bipolar disorder. Seeking out help for committing suicide is you want to spot the warning signs. At first, you may wonder if it's a good idea to say anything, because you don't want to push them too far, and if you do point out things, you say, oh, what if you're wrong? What if the person gets angry? And in these situations, it's natural to feel uncomfortable or afraid. But anyone who talks about suicide, or shows other warning signs needs immediate help. The sooner the better. Talking to a friend or family member about their suicidal thoughts and feelings can be extremely difficult for anyone. Giving a suicidal person the opportunity to start his or her feelings can provide relief from loneliness and negative feelings, and it may prevent a suicide attempt on what they're doing. Here are some, what I like to do about starting a conversation for suicide is, I always ask, have you been feeling concerned? I've been feeling concerned about you lately. Recently I noticed some differences in you and wonder how you're doing. Like differences, like major differences, not just little ones, like major differences. Like they go from being happy one day to being like really depressed the next few weeks and everything. Also, I want to check in with you because you haven't seen yourself lately. Like that, it can also go because of a big change. Questions you can ask is, when did you begin feeling like this? Did something happen that made you feel this way? Can I support you right now? Actually, how can I best support you right now? Have you thought about getting help? And what you can say that helps are, you are not alone in this. I am here for you. Or, you may not believe it now, but your feeling about this will change. Or even I may not be able to understand exactly how you feel, but I care about you and want to help you. Those are some things that you can help say to a person who is feeling suicide, and may help them and may not help them. but you gotta at least try to do something, you know. You can't just stand back and watch from a distance. I think if you stand back and watch from a distance too much, that things can get worse, and they can get worse and will get worse. So that's my opinion on these two. So anyways, that's my opinion on these two topics. I hope this video helps you see another side of what these two topics can bring and what ways you can help a friend or family member or someone you know about these two topics. Please leave a comment below and give a big thumbs up for this video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys all next week. Bye, beautiful.